السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الاعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد ان شاء الله.
Paradise lies under the feet of the mothers, showing how much respect you have to give to your mother. When you ask someone, when you asked between my father and my mother, right? Between the father and the mother, you can ignore him because it's not part of the discussion anymore. I tried to
answer my question.
Thank you. So, brother, don't get involved. Thank you. Don't get involved. Patient.
Sorry.
Because you can't have a discussion with someone who's not logical. Right. So, when the Prophet said, someone asked him, who has the most right on me? My father or my mother? You know what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Prophet of Islam, said? He said, your mother. And the man asked, who next? He says, your mother. The man asked again, who next? He says, your mother. And then who next? Your father. So what is the importance the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is placing on how to dignify and honor and respect the mothers, the womankind? Do you know that most of our scholarly tradition, that how we received our religion, comes from women? Which other religion that you know of, their teachers were women?
Name them.
There is a scholar called Akram Nadwi. He has written a book of 10,000 Muslim women. 10,000. I don't have to give you name of one. 10,000 biographies of 10,000 women. I think it's about more than 30 volumes of how.
Then why are it in most Muslim countries,
Sure.
to us as Western women, very rarely don't see many women on the street. Women have to, in many countries, have a chaperone. Homosexuals can just be killed for people even thinking they are.
We are confusing now about issues of treatment of women. Let's leave homosexuality aside. It's a different argument.
Okay, so
When it comes to women, let's talk about women.
Yeah.
When it comes to women, in Islam, women, do you know how much right they have compared to other religions? Whether it be atheism, agnosticism, and humanism.
What about in places like Dubai, where if a woman is raped, it has to be witnessed by 4 men?
Sure. So now, let's
watch her being raped and then
No, it's not like this. Again, a misunderstanding of Islamic law. Islamic law requires for a particular grievous crime to be established without doubt. So the removal of doubt is necessary. For example, I can't come, and say something like this and say, you know what, you are excuse me, I'm not going to say to you because it doesn't sound very rude. It does sound rude. Someone say, you know what, you were sleeping around with someone else. You are a whore. This will be an accusation of a character of an individual. If I don't back this up with 4 witnesses who saw the act directly, we're talking about act of penetration directly. If they don't produce those witnesses, if I accuse that woman, I will be lashed 80 lashes. No, I'll give it. I will. Please, I'm giving you the explanation. So the grievous crime of accusing someone being unchaste, this is the level of evidence it's required to establish that crime. If I didn't do that, I will be whipped, and the 3 others if there's no other witnesses. When it comes to crimes like rape, it is not true, as far as my understanding goes, where the evidence is clear. You can have a video evidence. Someone shows you very clearly, and then witnesses come around. Because the problem is in the Western society is this. I'll highlight the problem first, and then I'll tell you why. It is not that you have to have 4 witnesses, because there are other forms of witness or evidence that can establish that crime, that she has been raped, violated, and the perpetrator, the criminal, must be punished. In Western society, what happens is women can give consent to sleep around outside marriage, right? She can say, yeah, let's have consensual sex. No, men and women. I'm talking about women now. Now, if that woman comes along and says, I didn't consent, You raped me. How is the crime going to be established? Let's understand that.
What if it's a violent rape?
Sorry?
The woman goes to hospital.
No. This was no. What I'm let's make it simple. Let's make it simple.
Pretty evident she hasn't
No.
herself.
Let's make it simple. Let's make it simple. So there is no fighting between happened. It was just a consensual sex between man and woman. There was no harm done in any way. There was nothing in terms of what you would expect to be any harm done because they were only having a sexual relationship. If that woman now goes to the court and says, this man raped me, how is the crime of rape going to be established? I would like to hear from you.
I feel like that's twisting the question.
That's not true. No. I have not answered the question.
My point is there have been many accounts of people, and I know one personally. She was at one of the refuges. This woman will never have children because she was so violently gang raped. But do you know what? And the perpetrators were caught as well. This was in Dubai. She was a manageress of a hotel when she was drugged and then raped.
Sure.
She didn't want to report it. She was advised not to report it, but eventually had to because her injuries were that bad. Everybody knew she was the one who was punished.
Punished?
She was
okay.
punished.
So again,
she was in prison for a long time.
Okay. So this is where we need to really contextualize what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Islamic law does not.
Said she had drunk. She had alcohol. And what this woman didn't drink.
No. What we're saying is Islamic law deals with all of the circumstantial evidence. One moment, please.
The men walked free,
No.
and that woman didn't because
I'm not talking
they
about.
said 4 men were needed to witness her rape.
Let's understand something. To establish a grievous crime like rape, we need evidence of it. If the evidence is only the testimony of a woman, if the evidence is just the own testimony of the woman, do you think it is going to stop? It is going to.
At this point, I have
What?
to go because
Do you think?
somebody's violently raped?
I'm not talking about violently raping. That's a different scenario altogether. No. That is not Sharia law. No. Sharia law takes all the account contextually. Please.
There's not 4 witnesses.
No.
She's violent.
It's not like this. You're misunderstanding the.
But I have to go.
Yeah. But that's fine. But you're misunderstanding. You're taking the cultural practice of certain countries. That's all right. You take care. But I can just clarify to the people anyway. You can go. It's great. Nice talking to you. You take care. Yeah. You take care. Yeah. Just to clarify to everyone else, it is not like this. This is how you establish, because you can have any woman coming along and saying this man raped me. How do you establish that crime? Just because a woman says so doesn't make it true.
I've seen so many setups.
Yeah, it doesn't take it. You have to have a level of evidence quite strong. That's why Islamic law will take contextualized evidence. If there's a video evidence of being raped and so on, they will take that into account. They will just dismiss it and say, oh, we need 4 witnesses. Okay, 4 witnesses was primarily for those accusations of women being unchaste and so on and so forth. Look, I am not a lawyer in Islamic law, but what I understand is I can tell you that this is not the case. This is totally misunderstanding of Islamic law about the punishment of rape. When it's applied in a Western context, you cannot even establish how this is a law or not, because a woman can consent and then later say I didn't consent. How do you establish that was a rape? How do you then punish that individual? Whose evidence are you going to take? Whose statements and witnesses are you going to take? It's not that easy. That is why Islam deals with the safeguarding of the individual, safeguarding of one's life, one's honor, one's dignity, one's property, one's intellect. Right? Anything that defies this, anything that tries to, harm this, Islam has severe punishment. That is why alcohol, drinking, has a severe punishment. It revokes your intellect. Highway robbery, theft, where you don't have any sanctity and security of life. People come in daylight and they want to kill you. A severe punishment. We're talking about capital punishment. Likewise, your property, punishment, severe punishment. But most of the other punishments are called discretionary, called ta'zir, which the judge will decide based on the circumstance how they want to punish that individual or not. But certain crimes are grievous. The crime needs to be established without a shadow of doubt. That is why people need to understand that Islamic law is not what you think is just a harsh law. It is a just law. It is dealing with justice to individual as well as to society. I hope that clarifies the situation.
إذا أعجبك الفيديو لا تنسى الإعجاب والتعليق، ولكي يصلك كل جديد اشترك الآن.